That it's a long story. You know,
You know what? Wood. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Are we live?
We are live now. Welcome to
Oh my-
Rootworkers Round the Table, Part 4. Woo! How are you doing, Sister Sonya? And where have you been?
I am everywhere. Where have you been?
I've been busy. I've been busy. I have walked a mile. I have tiptoed in the underworld. Ooh. I have spoken.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
And I know you've been busy. It honestly, you know, I'm going for the transplant and kidney transplant. And so I'm going through all that stuff. And I found out that I have latent tuberculosis. Okay. And I found out I have low platelets and an enlarged spleen. So they're going to do a liver biopsy. A liver biopsy. Liver biopsy.
A babopsy.
Yes.
Can that be taken care of with Windex?
I'm going to tell you.
Like on my big fat Greek wedding?
They called me and said, okay, look forward to see you in surgery at 3 a.m. on blah, blah, blah. Excuse me? You want me to drive? Do you want me to drive up? Well, Julie to drive up to get to Lexington just for the surgery. You know how crazy that is? I know. From your mouth to God's ears. I've also been.
It's gonna be well worth it, though.
I agree.
It's gonna be worth it. You're gonna get a kidney, and that's important because then you're
then I could
live
over you
to survive the apocalypse with me.
Which sometimes I think it's coming.
Me.
I was talking.
You know what? I just got invited to a zombie killing. January 1st, 2024. I got a Facebook invite. I told him I'd be there. Definitely going to the zombie killing.
Do you know they usually lose at the end?
You know what? I've been busy too.
Tell me
trying
about
to save the damn world. Trying to save the damn world. One can of corn at a freaking time.
I know. We need to make sure there's not a shortage, so we can't get corn for a week.
Jeez, oh Pete, let me tell you. Well, since Roe versus Wade was overturned, damn SCOTUS, I
know. I'm going to tell you, people who used to listen to our show, all of us back then thought that would never get overturned. And look at the craziness. Look at the craziness.
Look at it, because it's the freaking apocalypse. But I've been since then I've been to a protest. I'm trying to get a what are those boxes called? A safe haven box at the fire department, so that now that people are forced to have babies, if they choose not to keep the baby, they can place it in the safe haven box at the fire station when we get a safe haven box. I'm working on that. I'm talking to the fire chief about it.
They should know, if somebody does not want to carry a baby that long, you know, don't make them. Don't make them. You can ruin a person's life. We have had
our bodies, our choice.
I totally agree. And you want to know what I want to call the right? Because they say pro-life. What it should be is till birth. Because after the birth, they care nothing about feeding that child. caring for that child is put into harm's way, basically.
Right. We just kind of jumped into the topics. We didn't even really welcome each other or anything. I feel like we're just jumping back in like we just saw each other yesterday, which is really cool.
Well, hello, and hello, Sister Sonya.
And
I
hello.
I have been doing well, I have been caught on the medical line. I'm just starting because I decided not to do any more festivals. I did 3 festivals this year.
Oh, well, that's fun.
I did Manifestasia with Nikki Kirby and Saul Ravenloft. I did Cauldron Fest, which is still on my Facebook, and I did Witches Fest 2022, New York City. And
How fun. You traveled around the world from your living room.
and I can't love you, baby. No, but besides, do you know, I shouldn't say it. But one of the surgeries that I've had that has been going on for a while.
The toe.
Yeah, because my feet now are toe up. And you know what?
Oh, what? I'm sorry. That was cute.
I did not know I was dealing with some crazy issues, because my father has died since this has gone on.
God rest his soul.
And bless his little heart. And I would say, I didn't say that it affected me until Dr. Norris started talking to me. And then I looked crazy. I looked the fool. And I said, I came in there in a good mood. I did not come here to cry.
Grief is a mysterious thing. It creeps up on us suddenly. Some people, they cry right away, and others, they cry months later.
But what I tell people,
I'll deal with grief differently.
when
So,
they're gonna grieve hard.
and make sure to take your vitamins, because grieving takes a lot out of a body. You're going to get sick. Your immunity is going to get low. And
Better not be, you better not, you better not be sending that to me. I don't need any more of your prophecies, woman.
No, but because you used to be, your family owned a funeral home. Grief is physically exhausting. Your immunity gets low, and you'll end up getting sick when it's all over with. So take your vitamin C and your vitamin A and keep your immunity boosted, because your body needs it right now.
I have been,
Chicken noodle soup, your body needs it.
oh, and I just got a whole bunch of chicken noodle soup. And what I got with it is that I got a whole bunch of frozen vegetables that I could just throw in at the last minute.
Good.
I got ones that had protein, like broccoli and cauliflower both have protein. So,
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I just had some broccoli.
yeah, so I'm getting a little bit of that. My garden is horrible. I will be honest. I'm trying to save it. Right now, what's coming in are the eggplants, and they're so cute. They're the cutest little eggplants.
Oh,
And our beets are already in. I need to pull them in and make that. What I said beets. My beets are not ready. My turnips are ready. So that means I not only get turnips, but I get turnip greens.
I love turnip greens. I'm going to plant some kale and some collards this fall. You know what, though? Everybody's garden is terrible because it isn't raining. We need to figure out what we need to do to make it rain.
Celebrate the rain falling down. Celebrate the green trees growing from the ground. Celebrate the good paradise we found. Celebrate the rain coming down.
When it comes down.
Did that work?
I am the anti-rain. It can rain all around our property and we won't get a single drop. It's the freaking apocalypse over here. I'm telling you. It's
Well,
terrible.
we also haven't been on since Bowling Green.
Since when?
Bowling Green was hit by the mega storms.
Oh, the tornadoes.
You
Yes.
want to talk about? I'm going to tell you, if you don't think weather changes are coming your way, I I had a friend and she took a picture of what it looked like. Oh my God, girl. There were 3 tornadoes on the ground at once.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It
It's
looked
terrible.
like a horror movie. And I'm going to tell you, places still around there look like they're in a horror movie, you know?
Oh, yeah. I have to go there to the oral surgeon. I have to travel through that area to go to the oral surgeon, and they're still rebuilding. Um, when I lived in North Carolina, we had 5 tornadoes on the ground at once, and it took out like almost the whole damn city around us. We were in the middle, so somehow we managed to be okay. But everything about us, it was just like a war zone. Everything was just total gone. It's crazy.
And I'm going to tell you, it's weird to see 2 houses that are perfectly fine, one house over, it's destroyed.
Right. Right. And that's what happened to us when we lived in Jacksonville, North Carolina. One neighborhood was completely destroyed and our neighborhood was fine.
You
And
know,
then another neighborhood would be destroyed and the other one was okay. And it was just crazy.
this has been the 3rd time I was wrong about tornadoes. I got to say that. There was one time when we were in the house and there was a cloud coming over, and you know how it changes the pressure?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the house took a big breath. That was one mistake. The second mistake was driving through a beginning tornado / water
Mm-hmm.
spout. And I'm going to tell you, people started holding on me and I started praying because we were feeling of the wheels. We felt the wheels come from our feet. It was scary as anything. And now that tornado, that time, well, we live in the trailer hood, just like, and we had to go to the hospital for a safe spot because the place where you're supposed to go, not even open. It wasn't unlocked. So we were like, oh no. And so we ran to the hospital. And when we went to the hospital, it felt like the car almost turned that way. And I was like, okay, time to go to the hospital. But believe it or not, they were so nice. You know, they brought us out drinks, they brought us out blankets, and it was very nice.
That's cool. I stayed in my trailer here in our little trailer hood. And my friend Elsa, you might know Elsa. Elsa called me in the middle of that damn tornado and she said, you grab your knife and you bring it outside and you stab that some bitch in the ground and you say, bag of bones, leave my home alone. And I was like, she was like, you do it and do it now. And I grabbed that butcher knife and I ran outside and I stabbed it into the ground and I said those words. And guess what? Storm turned. Storm turned right there in Park City. It made, you can still see it in the tree line. The tornado actually went the opposite way into Cave City. The storm did.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but I didn't want to get hit either. I didn't
You,
realize it was
you
going to hit you. But your neighborhood is fine. You are fine.
Yes, nothing happened to our neighborhood. The hotels were taken out.
Yep.
There was some damage to McDonald's, but I'm gonna tell you, McDonald's was up running probably that
I
afternoon.
was in Illinois during that tornado. This was the last big O storm, but I stabbed that knife into the ground. Apparently, that's what you're supposed to do. That's a magical trick, according to Elsa. You're supposed to stab a knife into the ground.
Now, what my grandmother used to do was she used to take petals from blessed flowers and put them in the windowsill. The lightning
Oh,
hit you.
I know why I put the knife in the ground. You cut the storm.
Yeah.
That's what she says. You cut it. You stab the ground, you cut the storm. I think I need to take that knife up out of the ground. That might be the reason why it's not raining around here.
Why? Because you left. Is that butcher knife still in the ground?
Yes, it's still in the ground.
Maybe pull it up.
I will. I'm going to pull
Just
it up.
maybe. I'm not saying it will change the weather, God willing, but not saying it would, but it may.
But you never know. Speaking of changing things, I'm venerating my ancestors right now. I'm looking over at the ancestral altar. You know what I got going on over there?
What?
I got my Mega Million lottery tickets right up underneath a candle. I got my sisters over there with some chicken nuggets and some French fries on my little altar. And I'm like, I want money, lots and
Lots
lots
of
of money.
money.
I've
Yeah.
been begging the ancestors. I'm like, look, aunties, friends, please. Sonya needs a hand up. Our community needs a hand up. 530 million, dude. You know what I'd do for this community? A lot. A lot is what I would do.
There's a lot that needs to be done.
They could buy a hell of a lot of can of corn.
But it also can change a lot of there are parts of the town that need to be rebuilt.
If you had $530 million, what would you do?
Honestly, that's the I would I would pamper myself, but before I did that, I would try to build up the city that I'm living in. Try to deal with some instead of Wall Street, some Main Street. I would also do some Wall Street because, remember what Jason said, that, are you frozen? You look frozen. What's the matter? What's the matter, Sister Sonya? Did you fall asleep that way? I would stop your video and start it again. Does she even know? She probably doesn't even know. But, oh, she's gone. She will be back shortly. But while she's gone, oh, the cow kicked Nelly in the belly in the barn. Oh, the cow kicked Nelly in the belly in the barn. Oh, the cow kicked Nelly in the belly in the barn. Second verse, a little bit louder and a little bit worse. Oh, the cow kicked Nelly in the belly in the barn. The cow kicked Nelly in the belly in the barn. Cow kicked Nelly in the belly in the barn. Third verse, a little bit louder and a little bit verse. I'm going to try to re-invite Sister Sonya because I know she's missing me. I'm going to tell you, technical stuff right now has been crazy doodles. And I really don't know how to deal with that. There has been lots and lots of storms, a lot more storms than I've been expecting, but they haven't been giving much rain. And I'm sorry, we need our lawns are brown. We do not have green rolling hills, we have brown rolling hills. I don't know if that's just as good. Some of the things that I want to go over, I want to do I want to look at trying to find a solution for everything we talk about. Something that in Hoodoo you can do that will really benefit you. One I want to bring up is the execration spell. Now, the execration spell is even mentioned in the Bible. It is super ancient. It is where you take a red vessel, red clay, red vessel, and on it you write the person's name on it, who you want to take out of power. And what you do is you put it all the way there and then spit on it, hit it, break it, pee on
We're
it,
back.
poop on it, do all of that. You don't have to do all of that, but you want to make it feel, you want to discredit everything about that to take the power away from it. So when you're feeling like you don't have anything to do, try an execration spell. I was saying how I want to do things that I want to come to when anybody asks. I want to give them a little magic hint, how they can feel more empowered and what they can do to really take the energy back, you know?
Hmm. It doesn't take a lot. You can even just ground, get your energy back. Do you know how I ground? I place my bare feet on the ground and I make myself into a tree. Basically, I imagine my feet being rooted deep, deep, deep into the ground, roots extending from my feet deep into the core of the earth, where then I release all negativity. And then I draw in positivity through those same roots up through my feet, into my limbs, up into my head space, and then beyond out the head, the crown chakra. And that's how I ground. It only takes a few minutes. Your limbs are the trunk of the tree, and your feet root into the ground. Your legs are the trunk of the tree, and your arms are the limbs of the tree. And you simply be the tree, root yourself into the ground.
See, for me, I believe soar. Fly, fly, fly so high into the sky. So high I almost touched the sky. Thank you. No, but I feel like,
Bette Midler would be so proud.
thank you. I feel like that just staying and finding where you are in relation to everything. Because, I feel like grounding is great for earth, but what about things like water and air? Water and air are meant to flow. So do you really want,
It's whatever works for you.
well,
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to figure. I was like, because always everybody says ground, ground. And I was thinking to myself, but you really don't want water to become stagnant. You really don't like stagnant air. Like I know you've walked into places that have had stagnant air and it's been horrible. If somebody farted in there 20 years ago, you can still smell it.
Ew.
I'm just telling you, from my mouth to
Like
tongue.
old stale cigarettes and farts.
And usually there's a weird plasticky smell too. I don't know what that's all about.
What?
There's a weird plasticky smell always with it.
Do you smell things when you talk to, like, when you feel spirit coming around? Do you smell stuff?
I do. That is,
Me too.
I used to call it clarinasal.
Yes.
That's
I
not,
smell mostly coffee. Uh Sometimes when I'm in the car, I can smell really, really like minty, almost like wintergreen tobacco. That's what it is. Wintergreen chewing tobacco. It's like yuck. But then I remember my neighbor Pete, that is what he used to chew before he died. He chewed wintergreen tobacco. So I smell it in the car sometimes when I'm driving.
may he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. Yes.
And all the old Polish used to say that one. Whenever anybody died, they would be talking about him and they'd like, Hedwig died yesterday, rest in peace. I was like, oh, great.
Yeah. May he rest in peace. May he be having a hell of a good time wherever he is, as my brother Landon likes to say, in the upper room.
Whoever's on the next side, I know there is a next side. I have seen things coming in from the next side, and I'm going to tell you, every one of my family members comes in a different smell.
Hmm.
My my grandmother's generation is having a party in the funeral home. Now, at my mom and dad's era, they are all in having a party in my mom's house. And I find that very interesting because that in, you know, with Valhalla, you know, a great hall of partying. I think that's very right. Why,
Yeah,
why not party for your afterlife?
why not? Heck, I wouldn't think that the upper room, is like again my brother calls it, would be boring. I mean, the afterlife has got to be everything you ever wanted and hoped for.
I have to tell you this, and this was from the monastery, from the Mother Superior herself. She said to me, do you know how I know that dogs have a soul and go to heaven?
Huh.
Because heaven wouldn't be heaven to her without dogs.
True. Or cats.
Mhm.
I think everybody's heaven. I think honestly, everybody's heaven is personal to that person.
It could be. And that's what I hope for. You know, I don't like, what if it's only when people are thinking about us do we manifest that way? And that's a good reason to venerate your ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not, they are not just floating somewhere.
By veneration to me means just bringing them forward and talking to them. Is that what veneration means to you?
Well, to me, it's talking to them, lighting incense, lighting candles, you know, any
Feeding on McDonald's.
saying hello to them, anything that personalizes them, you know, that they're not forgotten. One of the festivals I talked about, instead of having an ancestral altar, have a roaming altar. Like you have a schedule and you know what you're going to go through with that schedule. When you get up in the morning and see yourself in the mirror, say, hey, Meemaw, when my mom's. My mom has a wind chime, and that is named Connie. So whenever it dings or rings, mom says, hello, Connie, or what do you want, Connie? Then we have Jane's garden in the background, in the shade garden. And then we have Emmett, who Emmett was bought. Okay. Emmett was given to Emmett as a Christmas present by my mom. It was one of the small Christmas trees. You know, you get them, they're wrapped in red, and you put them on a table. Well,
Mm-hmm.
she got him that. And when he died, she was given it back and she planted it in her yard. And now it is a full-fledged tree. It is no longer a little Christmas tree. It is now.
That's pretty cool.
It is. I was not expecting that.
That is really cool.
And
You know, we were speaking of in the morning and stuff. I gotta cut it short soon. I gotta work in the morning, man. No, I will not be working in the morning because Sonya's gonna win the daggone lottery. I've put it out there. I've manifested it. It's now into the universe's hands.
in the universe,
To the universe.
from my mouth to God's ears.
What are we seriously gonna do if we wake up and we are winners? Did you play?
I didn't play.
You
You know what? Well, I'm gonna tell you. If nobody wins, that just means it was meant for me.
No, I'm gonna win and I'll give you a meal. There you go.
Girl, you can give me more. If you have 500 million, girl, could you
Bro,
not?
do you know how many damn sisters and brothers that I have,
Yeah, but
nieces
you're
and
not,
nephews,
think about
mamas and daddies.
and who
Lousy.
look at me. I'm Papa O. I need it.
Papa O. We had a family reunion years ago and there was like at least 300 people there. And that was when I was like 8 years old. Can you imagine how many babies they've had by then? They're going to come out the woodworks like cockroaches. They're going to be everywhere.
That's why I'm there to protect you.
You're there to protect me.
That is what I will do. I will protect you from any people. Well, my dear,
And so many people. I'm going to skip town for real though.
in your black sports car.
Lilith? Yeah, I'll probably get the heck out of Dodge in Lilith.
You know, one day we should have a talk about Miss Lilith. I think it would be
Oh, Lilith the goddess or Lilith my car? Or maybe both.
maybe both.
Maybe both.
Just be Lilith.
Yeah.
Who knows
Lilith,
what we'll come up
my
with?
car is black and sinister and dark like my soul. Therefore, her name is Lilith. No, we all know my soul ain't dark. Heck, I'll end up giving most of them millions away. Did you hear that, ancestors? Put in a good word to the ancestors because they think I'm going to give it all away. Maybe I'll win.
Hey,
I'll
then
give a good portion away, though.
you should also, at that point, give stuff to your ancestors. Make their place a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Make it a little more comfy to come to Sister Sonya's house.
Maybe I'll give some money to the church.
Which one?
I don't know. Our church. What are we gonna do? Build a church?
Hey, I have had that feeling forever.
Gonna give me some religion.
On this rock I shall build my church.
Oh, Landon, my brother, he's a minister now. So he wants in on it. He thinks, he's a minister. So he got ordained for Allie's wedding.
You're ordained too, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See, look, all of us.
We're going to have a mega church.
We are.
Heck yeah.
And I agree with you now that pale is the new tan.
Oh, yeah.
I have to go get something biopsied, and it is on my fistula. So we are going to see, I'm going to talk to different surgeons how to deal with this.
On your fistula.
It's what I do dialysis through.
Oh, yes.
So I'm trying to figure out what do we got to do.
Yeah, because I don't like doing the dance with the dermatologist. The knife. I don't like that. This has been the year of sutures for me. Gosh, I've had sutures 1, 2, 3, 4 times this year. I've had sutures. And it's only July.
And it's only July. Hopefully you will not injure yourself.
Knock on wood. No more daggone sutures.
No more sutures. No more hurting Sonya.
Oh, look, can you see the scar? I got into a knife fight with the dermatologist. That's what I tell everybody. Everybody's like, what? I had sutures in my arm and I went to work and someone goes, how did you get sutures in your arm? I said, I got in a knife fight. They're like, I didn't hear about it on the news. I said, you won't. I won. I've got 32 acres of swampland, baby. You're not going to hear about that fight.
And also pigs eat big bones.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a lot of sinkholes.
Oh, lots of sinkholes. We're going to be on an episode of True Crime if we don't shut up.
Well,
that's okay. We're witches. We've got lots of ways to get rid of people. No.
I want to go flying again.
We just got to call on Pumpkinhead. No.
I would like to talk about cryptids some more. I really enjoyed that. And I would like to go on a cryptid hunt.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Speaking
And
of that,
and
I'm going to go hunt Bigfoot.
and I think we should also try Randonautica again.
I'm going on a Bigfoot hunt for real.
You
July 31st.
then you
I'm
need
going
to
to
tape
go,
it. You need to tape
huh?
it. You need to tape it.
If they let me, I'll tape it.
Even just a little bit. If you clack in the wood together or the horns, or you going, "Woo!"
I'm coming live from London, Kentucky on the Great Bigfoot Hunt. It's going to be so fun.
Do you know in 2024 there's going to be another eclipse very close to us
Where?
in Carbondale?
Well, we need to go.
Carbondale, Illinois.
Illinois, we're going.
Illinois, we will be there.
We're going. And you know, when I get back from this Bigfoot hunt, I'm going to totally know how to hunt Bigfoot. And then you and I can
But
go
wouldn't
hunt
it be
Bigfoot.
big feet at that point?
Big feet. But we're going to go and we're going to hunt Bigfoot. You're going to go with me. We can go to the Mammoth Cave National Park and bring bats and hit trees and scream. Like, you know, like Bigfoot does, like, woo! Yeah, we're going to do all that. I'm going to learn
I
to do
would
it all.
also like to go ghost hunting. Somebody take us out. Let us go into your house and do some ghost hunting. Or if you have
Yes,
something possessed, we will come in and undo it. You
we
know,
will. We will come and bless your home.
we are
We
a
will smudge your home.
we
We will
are a
put
full
down holy
functioning
water. We will pray.
blog and podcasting. We will exercise your home.
Set energy traps.
Come
Heck
on.
yeah. Talk to your dad. Tell them to go to the upper room. We'll do it all, man.
If you need some magic in Kentucky, two of the best people. Well,
We're your magic people.
be kind to one another, love one another, and like Grandpa Sagwitz always used to say,
Don't be an asshole even during the apocalypse.
blah, 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 don't be an asshole.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.